All right, let's get really, really clear on something that's going on, particularly in British Columbia and Ontario. Maybe the worst in Ontario, not so good in British Columbia. It's not. Let me tell you what this thing is. This thing is not building any more new homes to buy. To buy, like there's a program about rentals. I'll get to in a second, but in Ontario, in particular, there's effectively almost zero. It's an incredibly tiny number of new starts of residential homes. Doesn't matter whether they're condos, townhouses, single family, of new construction of homes to buy. There is a program from CMHC about building purpose-built rentals. This is building homes only, but they're just towers. They're apartment towers. They're new. They built a lot of them in the last 2.5 years, and they've got more that they actually started in 2024, sort of petering out now. But there are these there are starts amongst rental projects because of the CMHC program, which provides lower costs. The cities don't charge anywhere near the same development fees. Uh, it works. Suffice to say, it works. It's a good program. But houses to buy, actual new starts, shovels in the ground, backhoes in the ground, of houses to buy, 2024 was just an appallingly bad year in Ontario for that, to build single family homes, townhouses, low rise to buy, and terrible, terrible, terrible for condos too. Virtually no new condominium buildings started in Ontario compared with past years. It's a joke. It's like 90% less. So, what's that all mean? It means that housing is actually becoming scarcer. Remember all these promises from all these politicians. I know everybody's saying after all this time, everybody's just saying, "Oh no, those were just lies. Those are just lies about more houses." Yeah, and particularly in Ontario and to a lesser extent in British Columbia, complete and utter bullshit. Not fucking happening. Like seriously, when you hear Premier Ford say there's going to be 1.5 million new homes built in the next 5 years, no, not a chance. Not a chance in hell. Not even close. Never happening in Ontario. When you hear about the Prime Minister for the last 10 years, Prime Minister Trudeau said, "Oh yeah, there'll be 3.5 million new homes by." Doesn't matter what he says. It's not happening. Never happened. Not even close, and getting worse every day. So why? Why is it? Why is this like? There's like hugely more people in Ontario than there was 3 years ago because 50% of all new immigrants to Canada, all newcomers to Canada, 50%, half of all of them, and there's been about 3 million of them, come to Ontario. 3 million in the last 3.5 years. Half of them come to Ontario. They just do. So there's a tremendous need for new housing, right? Sure, there is, but there isn't any getting built. So why is there any getting built? Well, first of all, for the last 15 years, the price of land, raw land to build new homes on, has just gone completely fucking nuts. It's gone nuts. Like there's parts of Toronto that would be suitable to build a condominium development on. In the last 15 years, they've gone up about 800%. Yeah, 15 years, 800%. Yeah. And outskirts, like you go to 905. First of all, there is no place to build subdivisions anymore surrounding Toronto because Greenbelt completely locks in and surrounds the city. It's like there was a moat around the GTA. You can't build any more subdivisions. You can't build any more new developments. So that's a big fucking problem, right? Except, Ford tried to do something about it, but he fucked it up totally. He came out with their big apology. "Hey, folks, looks like we did something wrong here, and we're going to put it right back the way it was. And yeah, there won't be any homes built on those places I told you they'd build the homes. No." So, okay, where the fuck are we going to build them? Like nowhere. So, even in the places that are approved, there are places that are approved to build on. There's no building of new homes to buy because the land prices. Because what happens with this land in the area that has been designated to build? It's called Where to Build Ontario. In those areas, some of those places have been just the raw land has changed hands like 3 or 4 times in 10 years, always for more money. So the land prices are just nuts. That's number one. Now, let's talk about everything else that's fucked up. It's development fees. Everywhere you go in Ontario, municipal governments, cities, and towns have raised development fees. On average, 30% of the price of every new build goes to government in taxes, development fees, levies, various charges. Yep, that's fucking crazy, right? It doesn't make any sense. 30% goes to government, but it does. Okay, well, wait, there's more. There is an incredibly hard, long, difficult process to get new bills approved. It's like crazy the amount of regulations we have, crazy the amount of delays, crazy the amount of energy that has to go into doing it. It can take years, years and years. And guess what? The builder has to finance that. The developer has to finance that, or at least they have to pay for it. And because it takes so long, it's so complicated, it's so dense, it takes forever and it's very, very expensive. Everyone knows this. It takes 20 months to get a deck approved in Toronto. Yeah, you want to build a new deck? 20 months to get that. It's insane, totally crazy. So, but wait, it gets even worse. There's it's still in higher interest rates than all of the developers are used to. It's instead of interest rates in the twos, it's an interest rate that's in the fours. That's still nearly double. Oh, wait, hold on. It even gets worse than that. Try finding a bank that's willing to lend to a developer to start these new construction projects. Yeah, even the richest guys need money. They need some kind of financing to build these houses. Even the wealthiest 5 families who control half the land still want money from a bank. Banks ain't giving. They're worried. That they're having trouble with that aspect of their loan book. So they're not really interested in increasing it. So yeah, that's a long, long list of reasons why there's no homes getting built in Ontario and less getting built in BC. New homes to buy is in a terrible, terrible shape.